good.
Hey, good evening. My name is Devon, and I'll be giving you an informative speech on sleep deprivation. How many of you believe you can get the maximum performance out of your body with minimum sleep? Or believe that you're going to get 4 hours of sleep on a consistent basis and you'll be fine? Those comments I beg to differ. Have you heard about sleep deprivation and the harmful effects that it has on your body? There are some broad areas that cover sleep deprivation: your lifestyle, health complications, medication side effects, or clinical disorders. Next slide. The statistics are staggering in reference to what sleep deprivation has caused. According to the Institute of Medicine, there were over 1 million injuries and between 50,000 to 100,000 deaths each year resulting from preventable medical errors. Many of these events was caused by insufficient sleep. Next slide. Drowsy driving. Drowsy driving is responsible for approximately 1 million crashes and 500,000 injuries, 8,000 deaths per year. The National Sleep Survey has revealed that 60%, which accumulates to 168 million people, said they have driven a vehicle while feeling drowsy. An astounding 103 million people actually falling asleep at the wheel. Unfortunately, for a bunch of these people, the situation always ends in tragedy. Next slide. For your brain. According to Dr. Charles Ziegler, Director of the Division of Sleep Medicine at Harvard Medical School, the longer they will awake, put the greater pressure on for your brain to go to sleep. And this tends to take effect after you've been awake for 16 consecutive hours. And then you develop sleep inertia. And what it's basically saying is your brain does not have the ability to go to 0 to 60 in 7 seconds. It takes a minute for it to warm up. Next slide. Sleep deprivation affects you mentally and physically. Here are a few items right here: that age-related problems, stress, high blood pressure, mood disorders, immune disorders, and type 2 diabetes. Next slide. The shift work. The most dangerous shift to work is the graveyard shift, because you stay up all night and really psychologically you are programmed to stay up during the day. But you get off work in the morning time, and then you're up all through the day running errands, and you tend not to get that much sleep, and then all of a sudden it's time to go back to work again. Next slide. Sleep deprivation can also cause obesity. Next slide. Sleep deprivation also can affect your sex life, because the bedroom has turned to a place where we go and do work versus using the bedroom for what it's meant to be used for in the beginning, which was rest and sex. Next slide. Sleep deprivation, alcohol-related issues are like one and the same. And I'll have a short clip from Dr. Charles Ziegler from Harvard Medical Institute to tell you about the research that he's found and that he's revealed.
The National Transportation Safety Board has discovered that fatigue-related crashes are the leading cause of fatal to the driver truck crashes. In fact, drug and alcohol-related crashes together equal the number of drowsy driving crashes. 1 out of 5 motor vehicle accidents is related to drivers who are just too tired to drive. We spend as a nation about $300 million a year educating people about the hazards of driving drunk, but we only spend 0.1% of that, less than $1 million a year, on education related to drowsy driving. And we need to change that.
Wow. Scientific research is uncovering how sleep loss and low quality of sleep can lead to increased errors in the workplace, decreased productivity, and accidents that cause both lives and resources. Here's some sobering examples. You have an Exxon Valdez oil spill in 1989, spilled almost 11 million gallons to the Prince William Sound, Alaska. Chernobyl, 28 people died as results of acute radiation poisoning. And 3 Mile Island, which took 12 years to clean and a whopping $970 million in cost. The Space Shuttle Challenger, which lost the lives, claimed the lives of 7 astronauts. Next slide. Hope I have your undivided attention. And my next topic is going to be very interesting. Foods. We have foods that keep you awake. Pizza, citrus fruits, that's the name of a few. But you do not want to eat these foods right before it's time to go to bed. But have you wondered why some foods make you sleepy and some foods give you a lift? While some foods make you sleepy, some foods may help you stay awake. And then we have, I know I mentioned pizza and citrus fruits earlier. But what's not pictured here is caffeine, which is a stimulant that works by blocking the action of hormones in the brain and make you feel sleepy. And the foods that help you sleep is turkey and popcorn, believe it or not. And these foods make you sleep because they increase your carb intake. They produce tryptophan, which causes sleepiness. Next slide. So to every problem, there's a solution. You want to make sure you maintain a healthy diet. Next slide. Stick to a bedtime. A good bedtime is at 9 o'clock at night. Make sure you go to bed at 9 o'clock at night because that's when your body going to tend to shut down. Next slide. You want to exercise. You exercise, make sure you have a 3-hour gap between exercise and sleep. And once again, the bedroom is for rest and sex. All right, if you have any questions or you feel like your situation went to the medical department to where it's becoming like acute, consult a physician. And they'll sit down with you, run some tests, and they usually will pinpoint what your problem is. It's going to be up to you to be obedient to what they tell you. Next slide. All right, in closing, your sleep, hygiene, diet, and all work in cohesion with one another. If one of these areas goes lacking, it will start a domino effect on you mentally and physically. All right, first we talked about the statistics and the negative effects of sleep deprivation. Then we talked about the disaster that's caused by not having enough sleep, the proper amount of sleep that your body needs to perform at its optimal level. What foods to eat, and that plays a role in sleep deprivation, and the solution to end sleep deprivation. I would like to leave you with the famous words of Dr. Michael Bruce. Everything you do better with a good night's rest. Even Almighty God rests himself after his work, and once the creation was done. So maintain a good, healthy diet, stick to the information I just put out to you, and do your own research on this topic, and you'll have a long, healthy life. Thank you.